I do not have an ETA as to how long this export's going to take. It's at 21% right now. It's 12 a.m. my time, which means it's 3 a.m. East Coast time, which means pretty much everyone right now is asleep. Oh, snap. There's one person. One person. How do I see the chat? I guess I have to open up YouTube. Oh, I got an idea. Yeah, I got an idea. Oh, I can see comments there. Oh, lovely. Okay, cool. Wait, oh, this is another way to do it. Oh, okay. Wonderful. All right, I have the chat open on my desktop because I'm doing this from my phone and I don't want to be leaning in really closely. What's up, everybody? Hello, everyone. For those of you who have joined me, this is very impromptu, totally unannounced, clearly because it's midnight my time, 3 a.m. East Coast time. So, yeah, no one's awake right now. Let's see. I'm just organizing this. Apologies. Okay, I want to scroll down. There we go. Cool. Okay. What's up? Oh, what do you mean we're not safe? If you don't know, I'm making a film called We're Not Safe here. I'm safe. Don't worry. We're all safe enough, I guess, depending on where we're at. But yeah, that the title of this is not me telling you, hey guys, by the way, we're not safe here. No, it's fine. It's fine. We're fine. What I'm crunching on, Rudra Singh, is We're Not Safe Here, the horror short film that's coming out this Friday. Technically tomorrow, because today is Thursday, so it's coming out Friday the 13th. Yeah. Crunch time. Basically, if you don't understand that concept, crunch time is when you're doing a lot of work at the last minute. And yeah, I just wanted to do a random live stream because I think the film's done. I think We're Not Safe Here is actually done. This is the biggest film I've ever done. It's 12 minutes and 42 seconds long, which the end credits is interesting because the way that I did the end credits for this one is on purpose. It's formatted in a way for YouTube where I have it be around 20 seconds long, which is the maximum length you can have an end card for your YouTube video. So that way the end card pops up and people see stuff. So that way they can click and go to other stuff before they click away. Because as soon as the credits start rolling, people are going to click away. And I want people to click on stuff. So the credits for this film are pretty short, actually. I have two different versions of this film. I have the YouTube version, and then I'm going to have the actual version, I guess, which will be excuse me. The end credits will be a little bit longer and a little bit more it'll flow better. And also with the YouTube version, I have the credits moved to the side, so that way there's room for an end card and it's not actually covering the credits, which I have done in the past, and I didn't like how that looked. So I'm doing that. And then the real version will be just regular. The credits will be a little bit longer, flow smoother. And also I have a little intro card for the YouTube version for sort of a sponsorship. Because basically the goal right now with fully committing to YouTube is figuring out a way to make it financially feasible. And it's sort of just something that I'm really just diving in right now. I'm going to give it a little bit of time before I kind of decide whether or not I need to split my time elsewhere. If these horror shorts really start kicking off and the new content that I'm going to be working on shortly starts working as well, then YouTube can be full-time and financially feasible. But yeah, part of that is sponsorships and stuff like that. So I've been working with affiliate links. In my previous videos, I've mentioned Artlist. So that's what's going on with my film. I'm going to have a little intro card just shouting out Artlist because chances are this film will be seen by a good amount of people who aren't subscribed to me. Sweet Dreams was a great test run where that film did very well, especially for the viewership that I have been receiving pretty much post-nerf. The only videos I've made post-nerf that have done well are Don't Look Away, and the horror shorts pretty much. Break-In did pretty well. And Sweet Dreams did very well for when I hadn't uploaded in forever. So that was a good test run. And that's where this one comes in, because this one's just bigger and better, a whole big film. And yeah, I'm going to see how it goes. Really hoping that it gets a lot of views and that people really like it and it spreads around and people really start seeing me as the horror guy. I feel like people still don't really notice me from Don't Look Away exactly. They kind of are like, oh yeah, you did. Like, I guess people who watch Sweet Dreams kind of had no idea that I did Don't Look Away. I'm hoping that people who watch this recognize that and then bam, 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 it's like, oh, he's a horror guy. So yeah. Thank you, chickens under there. That's cool. This film is really cool because, well, first of all, this film's better than Don't Look Away. Al Pacino is dad. I don't know what that means. If you're calling my dad Al Pacino, that's funny. Oh, Brad Pitt will play Chris in the Nerf candy bar vid. Well, first of all, DiCaprio's playing me. That's I'm not having anyone else play me. All right, I got distracted. But yeah, pretty much hoping this film does well. And this film is really interesting because in terms of what it's about and stuff, I think it's a really good blend of Don't Look Away and Sweet Dreams. Because Don't Look Away is, you know, what I think people really like about that film is that it's a scary situation that characters suddenly find themselves in, regular people, and they're trying to figure their way out of it. Like, there are rules and sort of this weird lore being established, and people really attach to that. And then with Sweet Dreams, it looks better, it's done better, it's like darker and scarier and more well thought out, like a more full film. Because Don't Look Away, the shocking thing is I literally made that film in 2 weeks. I had the idea before then, and I had kind of really figured it out. Thank you, JP. That's awesome. I don't know how long you've been on YouTube, but that's really cool that I'm the first one that you subscribe to. But yeah, and so this film, I think, is a combination. It is a more full-on story. Sweet Dreams was kind of less accessible, more up to interpretation. So this one is much more straightforward. There's definitely a story that you can clearly see with characters and dialogue and all of that. But it's more artfully done and scary like Sweet Dreams. So that's what I think will be really cool about this film. And I've pretty much exhausted the amount of time I've worked on this, where it's like, you know, anything you start working on that you have a lot of passion for, eventually you just get fucking sick of it, and you're like, I just want this fucking thing done already. I'm tired of looking at it. That's where I'm at right now. Oh, if there's anything us fans can do to help you, how could we do it? Just share the film. Share the film everywhere you can. I'm going to be fun. I'm gonna say this to the 6 of you that are here right now. I have, if you haven't noticed, under my recent videos, I've had a Teespring store with posters of my previous films, so Break In, Don't Look Away, and Sweet Dreams. And the We're Not Safe Here poster has now been added to it. And I'm going to be doing a special giveaway where I'll be giving away signed versions of the We're Not Safe Here posters, and lucky winners will win. And the way that you will enter the contest is by sharing We're Not Safe Here. I don't want to do it based on money or anything, just because things get iffy then. So instead, there will be 3 different chances for you to win a poster. Number 1, you got to share it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those social media platforms. You just kind of share it. You'll be entered in the raffle. Bang, bang, bang. I'll do a live stream to actually show, like, oh, this cool thing, and then boom, well, you can see who won. So that'll be the first chance. All of these will be at the same time, so you can choose to do whichever one, or you can do all 3. You know, more chances. But yeah, that's the first one. Just share it on those platforms. Second one, TikTok. Make a TikTok talking about the film, shouting it out, saying where you know, where can you find it, all that. And then finally, the third one is basically the video response idea that I did with the Nerf Wars. Make a video on YouTube. It's got to be public, because the whole point is that sharing it. And this video, you can make it however you want. You can make it as a review. I would rather not a reaction, because that's lazy. And also then there's no reason for them to go see the film. But yeah, review or whatever you want. Just make a YouTube video shouting out the film. And so those are the 3 different chances. You can do whichever ones you want. Of course, if you win in one, you can't win in another, because I want different people to win the poster. But yeah, so that'll be a little contest I'll do, a little giveaway to try and encourage people to share the film and get it out there. So yeah, that's basically the way that you can help out with that. And then as well, Patreon, definitely in terms of financial support. The people on Patreon have been helping me so much. I'm so happy with how they've been supporting me with this film. It definitely would not be where it's at, and I would not be where I'm at without them. I definitely would not be considering really committing to this full time if they weren't there. Patreon's a big way, I think, other than just my films. I mean, number one is my films being seen and it's big and I'm getting lots of views and it's like, oh, like I have a big thing going. That's number one. Number two is Patreon. Patreon's probably the second best way you can support me right now, especially because you can't convince millions of people to watch a video, but you can donate $5 a month or whatever you want. So yeah. All right, let me go through some of these questions since we keep going up. At first we were high, and then I started talking, and people left. And then once I started answering questions, okay. All right, let's go through questions. I'm gonna try and go in order. Oh yeah, so I guess to finish up what I'm talking about with crunching, today and yesterday have been the final days of finishing We're Not Safe Here. And it has been such a stressful pain in the ass. I have only gone outside to just walk around because I'm sick of being inside. Today I didn't do it till an hour ago, so I never saw sunlight today. But yeah, I haven't spoken to a human being in person in over 48 hours. I've pretty much just been in my apartment nonstop fixing up this film. The color grade is always the last thing that happens with a film, but there were so many unforeseen problems with the color grading, especially YouTube. YouTube is just bad with shadows and exporting darkness. Sweet Dreams was a big example of that. I think with Sweet Dreams, we colored it not bright enough for YouTube especially to see. If you were watching it not on YouTube, on Final Cut or DaVinci or whatever, and you had the lights off and everything, it looked great. But YouTube, you have lights on, shit like that, it looks dark and you can't see anything. So we wanted to avoid that with this one. We still ran into the same fucking problems. We're like, oh, all right, it's YouTube definitely. So that's why I have separate versions for the YouTube version, in addition to the whole end card spiel that I talked about. But yeah, basically what I'm doing with this live stream right now is just hanging out with you guys because I have not talked to anyone in a bit. And I just kind of want to bask in this moment and celebrate with you guys that this biggest film that I've ever done is almost finished. Because I also ran into audio issues that I've spent all day today fixing. No matter what you do when you're making a project, there are always unforeseen problems that happen. And they usually happen at the last second, which is why crunch time happens. Where, you got to get it done, go, go, go. And that's what this is right now. Luckily, I'm pretty sure this film will be done over a day before it's supposed to release, which has actually never happened, fun fact. Pretty much every big video I've ever released was finished mere hours before it's supposed to premiere. No matter what I do when I set a release date, I try and give myself more and more time with my release dates. And no matter what, something always happens, and it always ends up being last minute. This one will be last day, luckily, so... yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Right now I'm exporting a H.264, which will not be the one that I uploaded to YouTube. I'll be uploading a ProRes. H.264 is just a lot smaller, and I'm just going to quickly skim through it to make sure the audio problems are fixed. I've already exported all the audio as a file. That works. So, yeah. But then once I do that, the ProRes, it's a 12-minute, 42-second 4K film. So ProRes is, I don't know, it's probably going to be like 80 gigs, I don't know. That's going to take a while to export and then to upload to YouTube. Oh boy, that's going to take all night, so yeah. All right, let me go through some questions. All right. Don't Look Away would be a great horror movie. Thinking of the story would make a great movie. If people want to pick it up, I'll make it, with Lights Out. It shocked me. So Lights Out, to me at least, and to everyone that I know, Lights Out was like the classic horror short film on YouTube. Came out almost a decade ago or whatever, and it was like the go-to. Like everyone knew about it. Everyone agreed it was really good. The ending jump scare was amazing. And then, the guy who made it ended up getting to make a full feature film of it. And it got picked up. And that film has, I think, 16 million views on YouTube today. And it's been out for like a decade. Don't Look Away has 31 million views and has only been on YouTube for 5 years. So it has almost double the views in half the amount of time. That blew my mind when I saw that. Because I was watching, I always look at Lights Out whenever I'm making a new horror film just for inspiration and stuff. And I was like, wait a second, what? Oh shit! Wow. And that blew my mind because I was like, wow, I never would have thought that I would have made a horror film that was seen more than Lights Out, because Lights Out was a classic to me. Okay, all right, I'm just gonna catch up on the chats. Can't wait to see it personally. Oh, Mr. Shocker 329. I can't wait to see it personally. We're gonna get it to YouTubers who watch horror things like Corey Kenshin. Yes, definitely. Corey Kenshin, Jacksepticeye recently reacted to Don't Look Away. So send him We're Not Safe Here. Send him sweet dreams. Yes, yes, yes. Marian Matheson. I'm actually in the middle of crunch time right now. Go ahead and tell me what you're crunching on. This is a crunch time. Ah, fuck. All right. Let me know what you're doing. Will you let us know if something gets picked up or you're hired to direct something? Abso-fucking-lutely. I'm going to be much more diligent with sharing things online. I've never been very good at that. That's been something I've really had to adapt to now that I'm like committing to this as much as I can, because you really have to have a huge online presence. And I'm just not great at... I want to share something when I have something, you know? Like, oh, here's my film. It's done. I'm bad at like keeping everyone constantly up to date with every single little detail, because, you know, at some point it feels like I'm distracting myself from getting the actual thing done. But people ask for updates constantly, so, you know, that's what I'm trying to update with. So, but yeah, definitely, if something gets picked up, Panic gets picked up, which it's still in the process of, you know, then yeah, you will know, definitely. Easy P40. Hey Chris, I've been making a Nerf meme summary for Nerf 4 Candy Bar. Once I finish it, would you like to see it? Also, congrats on your project. Definitely. I don't know what a meme summary is, if that's a video or if it's a bunch of posts or something. You can, if it's posted to the Deep Sheep subreddit, definitely there, people will see it. Cringe LOL has no idea what you've done or who you are. I don't know who Cringe LOL is. I'm a hot dog 1000. Sorry. Marion Matheson, final exam where we make a children's book, final essay, and finishing a stop-motion short for Friday the 13th. That's a lot of fun-sounding stuff. That's cool. Make a children's book, final essay, and finishing a stop-motion short for Friday the 13th. Both of us releasing something Friday the 13th. Well, there you go. Unknown End, you're not a typical YouTuber, lol. No, I'm not. I have a theory, and it's a cynical theory, but I'm a cynical person. I think people who are really good at the oversharing, especially if you're doing it on your... Well, here's the thing. Here's a little secret for you guys. Any big YouTuber does not do it by themselves. They have a team that works on everything for them, especially social media side. Half the time, they're not even the ones actually posting on social media. And that's the sad thing about the state of YouTube and just content creation nowadays. Everything's become monopolized, where... I'm going on a really fast-paced rant, sorry. But pretty much... people expect too much nowadays. The idea of a kid making Nerf videos in his house and getting views and being able to do it, and him doing it all on his own. No one else made those videos. No one else shared them. That was all 12-year-old me. That cannot happen nowadays. That can't. People expect too much, and there's too much advertising and all that. So, yeah, it's exhausting, and I'm not a typical YouTuber for that, because I am doing it all on my own, and I don't really like blasting me everywhere, and I hate the YouTuber talk, you know, and if you like this video, leave a like and post a comment down below and tell me what you would like and blah blah blah, peace, all of that shit. I'm not really like that. I get it, you know, like you call your audience fan base name, you know, I mean, Philip DeFranco. I love Philip DeFranco. I have followed him for over a decade now. I wore one of his shirts in Panic Episode 5. Yeah, he always has a, sup, you beautiful bastards, like, the beautiful bastards. Like, that's the name of his fan base. And it works very well. But, like, I don't know. I just don't really care to make a name, because it's like, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to make the name. I feel like you guys would make a name if you wanted to make a name, but, you know. Jacksepticeye watching videos cringe, but it's because I've known your work for so long, and it's great for it to be seen by so many more people to rediscover you. I'm a hot dog 1000. Yes, exactly. I didn't really find it cringe at all. I was so fucking happy that a massive YouTuber watched my film. That was so cool. I'm all right. A little quick thing. I'm bad at responding to these questions quickly. So if I haven't responded to it and you posted it a while ago, just post a question again. Don't spam it, obviously, because then I won't answer it on purpose. But yeah. Mr. Shocker 329, do those videos you made way back in the day. Was my first consumption of online content as a kid. Was always creative and entertaining. Pretty sure I've been watching since like 2011 or something. That's fucking crazy. That's awesome. Thank you. Petition to name us Little Cocks, Shy Jedi. How about I call you my cocksuckers? But it's cocks and then uckers. Oh, God, that's stupid. All right, let me scroll up a bit and see some questions that I inevitably missed. Ooh, Jamito, I feel ya. I was in the process of editing, working on 2 films for my film club in college. My lord was the process just tedious and hard. Yes. By the way, if you're new to this one, I don't know how many people just popped in, but Crunch Time Hangout, I'm exporting. We're Not Safe here right now. It's done. Hopefully, I think I fixed every last little issue possible. But yeah, I'm just hanging out with you guys. I have not gone outside really at all for 2 days now. I haven't seen people. I haven't talked to people. It's been a weird existence, so I'm on here right now. All right. Luke Top Secret. Chris, can you like maybe say hi? Hi. Luke Top Secret. I know you. Been a long time fan. It's awesome that you're still here. Unknown End. Does screenwriting and directing go hand in hand, or just they usually separate roles? I personally believe that it does work really well when you are directing something that you wrote, because there are the three different main jobs. I've come to my own conclusion with this. For the pre-production stage of filmmaking, you have the writer. The writer is the head of pretty much all of that, because you're writing the film, you write the story. That's pre-production, essentially, and getting all that together, because you have a view of the film through the script. That's how you see the film. Then the director really takes over with production. And that's where you end up changing the film, because production has whole new sets of problems. You have to cut out shots. You have to consolidate this. You have to do reshoots. You have to do a bunch of different shit, where eventually that script will always change in some way. And the writer will always be pissed about that. But if you're the director and the writer, then you're not as pissed about it, because you can fix it in your own way. And then finally, the editor is the head of the post-production stage. And that as well will change your film, because you will run into new issues and stuff. So by the time you finish your film, it will be kind of different from what you wrote. It depends on the film. It depends on how well you wrote it, how much preparation you had, how hard it was. All kinds of shit can happen to where a film will change. The craziest example of this for me was Driving Instructor Camden, for any of you who have seen that Deep Sheep short. That was completely different when it was written and when it was filmed. Basically, what ended up happening in the editing process is over 2/3 of the footage, I was editing it and just came to the conclusion that it wasn't good. It looked bad. First of all, there was bad lighting, but also it just didn't flow as well, and I just found it really boring. But the other third worked really well, and I was like, I think I can turn this into a different kind of short film, and I somehow did, which is cool. So, okay. Easton Slayer, are you in America? Yep. Southern California. Sweater Guy, do you believe that the director and writer should be the same person, or should they be different? It totally depends. I think in general it helps if you are the same person. I think especially if here's the fucking thing. If you are an independent filmmaker, like a starting out filmmaker, you automatically should be able to do all three of those jobs. If you are and you don't know how to edit films yourself, I just think that's skipping the line. I think you're cutting yourself off from really understanding the whole process of filmmaking, because the two main jobs that I never fully understood was cinematography and producing. Cinematography, I never lit my films when I was a kid and stuff. I know how to hold a camera and get shots and stuff. I know how to do that. But actually setting up lighting and making it look really good, professional cinematography, I can't really do that. I can do good enough cinematography, definitely, especially if you hand me a camera, I'll film whatever the fuck. But lighting it, still not my best thing. But that's something that didn't really come into play until later. And that also is something where, all right, yeah, you generally do hire a cinematographer for stuff when you're making a full-fledged film. And then finally producing, is really, I mean, no matter what, I guess you're always producing when you're directing, kind of, when you start out making a film. But producing doesn't really come into play until you're location scouting, hiring actors, raising a budget, getting all the people together. That's where the producing comes into play. And that's something that I didn't really dive too deep into until recently. But I know how to do all of them. But my strengths are in the writing, directing, and editing stages, which, like I said, are the main three. And so that's where, to me, if you're only doing 2/3 of that and you want to be a full-fledged filmmaker, I just kind of think, how do you not know how to edit? How do you not know how to at least edit a film? You don't have to be a master at it necessarily, because eventually the goal is, maybe you do hire someone to do your editing. But if you don't know how to do it first, how are you going to get there? Dominic Kitsan, I gotta ask, what horror directors do you inspire from the most, and who do you think is leading modern horror filmmaking today? Ari Aster, he made my favorite horror film, Hereditary. That film surprised me because for so long I had not been scared by horror movies really at all. I found a lot of horror movies just kind of pretty dull and not memorable, and I was like, nothing's really fucking me up now in terms of a horror film, because I had exhausted watching so many horror films when I was a kid. And then Hereditary, that messed me up. That was an amazing film. No matter what, I take inspiration from that. Also, maybe the scariest thing I've ever experienced is PT, the playable teaser for the never released Silent Hills video game, that I take a lot of inspiration from. So those are my main two inspirations for horror. This film has some inspiration from The Thing. That's sort of a basis where I was looking at it of like, okay, all right. But yeah, Ari Aster, I think I was not the biggest fan of Midsummer. There were certain parts of it that I really liked, and I liked the concept a lot. I just think that there was a little too much self-indulgence with certain mind woo, and it lost track of the characters in the story, and kind of I stopped caring about the characters. And the Hereditary never lost that. I cared about what was happening the whole time. So you can take me on the most wild journey possible. That's fine. I'll play along with it as long as I care about what's happening. And for Midsummer, it kind of lost track of that for me a bit. But I'm very excited for whatever he has coming out. The Lighthouse was weird, Christian Smith. Yes, it was. That one, it's weird because I kind of ride the line between commercial and artistic indie, where just in terms of my taste, because modern day blockbuster horror films, the It chapters, anything in the Conjuring universe, all of that is like the mainstream horror that isn't my favorite. Some of it's pretty good, but some of it's not. So that's kind of it. Get Out, I think, would probably fall in the middle a bit. Kind of that happy medium of it works well enough that it can be mainstream, but it has some really nice artistic integrity that usually it gets lost when you push it too commercially mainstream. Get Out was pretty good. Us, I had some problems with Us. Us, I think, again, kind of fell... Well, that one was a different problem for me because to me, it became... It's hard to explain because also I saw it once and I haven't thought about it in a while. It was really good until like the halfway point when it decided it had to then show you what the film was really going to be about, and then it kind of just lost track of what was happening. I felt a lack of forward momentum in the story, and I just found it much more engaging in the first half when I didn't know what was going on. And yeah, Jordan Peele, I'm excited for what he does. I guess John Krasinski with A Quiet Place 1 and 2. Preferred 1. 2 had nothing to do with some of the characters and just decided to make them do dumb stuff because they got to have a plot. That was dumb. But that's another one that maybe. But John Krasinski needs to make something that's not A Quiet Place, because otherwise he's not really a horror filmmaker, right? He was the guy who made A Quiet Place 1 and 2. Which is also why, people were always asking for Don't Look Away 2 after I made Don't Look Away. And I was like, I don't really have plans to make one. And at least at that time also, I wasn't even making films. But even now, I don't really want to make a Don't Look Away 2 because I want to be a horror filmmaker. I don't want to be the Don't Look Away guy necessarily. So, Okay, this file exported. It's a H.264. Fuck yeah. Let me plug in some Beats by Dr. Dre. This video is not sponsored. It's not. Let me answer another question before I quickly scroll through this thing. What do I think of Insidious? Insidious is good. It's pretty good. That was before it became too commercially. I think horror movies don't work anymore. The standard is too high. Well, that's a whole discussion in itself. But yeah, when you think about it, like, number one, we're surrounded by horror all the time because of social media. We can see the horrors that are happening in Ukraine, in, you know, Palestine, anywhere. It's all so fucked, right? So watching a horror film is not going to scare us really anymore. The Exorcist, when it came out in 1973, I think, that film fucked a lot of people up because they had never actually seen something like that. And they really believed it, especially because it was a religious film. And religion was a bigger deal back then. So there was just a lot of things that people had no idea about, where like people were passing out in the theater. I think someone even threw up, and it's like you never hear about that nowadays with horror. And I think it's because too many people are just like, ooh, horror's fun, and it is, but like to me, the real horror films are the ones that actually mess you up, like Hereditary did for me. Like, it's one of those things where like it's fun to talk about how not fun it is, you know? Where it's like, man, that was such a fucked up film. Versus like, ooh, the scary clown was cool. Ooh, let me dress up as him for Halloween. Like, I would never want to dress up as anything from Hereditary, you know? So, yeah. Mike Flanagan. Dominic Kitsam. What do I think of Mike Flanagan? Haunting Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor. Those are really good. It's interesting because Hill House fell apart at the end for me. I think it was very engaging until the last several episodes, and then it lost track of what it was doing, and it just lost that forward momentum, and the end goal ended up being not satisfying. But those middle two episodes, especially the Storms episode, where it's all played as like one shot, amazing shit, like top tier filmmaking. Bly Manor, a lot of people didn't care for Bly Manor. I liked it more. I thought it was a more consistent ride the whole way through, and it had a more engaging characters and better payoffs. It even had an episode that was a full standout episode, and it was one of those mindfucky things where like, oh god, what the fuck? And that's my favorite kind of horror, probably. The kind of horror that makes me realize, oh shit, I have no clue what's going on. That's scary to me. And there was a whole episode in Bly Manor in the middle there, following one specific character that was really cool. Okay. I'm gonna quickly, if you are just joining, I am exporting We're Not Safe here, and I need to double, triple, quadruple, quintuple make sure that there are no fucking audio problems, because there's been so many audio problems. I just finished exporting it to H.264. I didn't want to do a ProRes yet because that would take literally all night. My right ear is this one. I'm so tired. All right, 1 second while I skim through this. Whoa. Beats have so much bass. It's crazy. All right, this looks good. It's a good looking film, y'all. This is definitely the best looking film I've made yet. It's funny because I bet I'm talking really loud because I have these on. God, there's so much bass. Yo, watch my film with beats. Your fucking chest will be vibrating. Does this moment work? Yeah, that works. That works. I like that. All right, here's the first spot that always had problems. Let's check it out. Okay. First spot's good. First spot has no fucking problems. Thank God. Okay, skipping ahead to the last problem. Please work. Y'all just witnessed me finally decide my film's done. Congratulations to the 25 of you. You know what's crazy? The other day, I was cleaning up my apartment. I'm really bad at cleaning. And I went into my closet, or like my storage area, and I was clearing out stuff, and I was going through this box that I know is full of old props from my films. The trophy from Panic Episode 6 is in there. The frying pan used in Break-In is in there. Some prop handguns that have been used in a ton of different stuff, like Pizza Fight and Break-In and all that. And I found the costume of the creature in Don't Look Away. The mask, the outfit, it's all there. And it was so bizarre picking up this mask with the chain still on and everything, this big heavy mask. And I was like, 30 million people have seen this. This is my most famous thing, basically. And that blew my fucking mind because I never in a million years would have thought that. I mean, making that mask was a lot of work. Making that costume was definitely a whole process that I went through. But, like, you know, no part of me while making that film thought this will blow up, you know? And it's sort of weird now, like, now that We're Not Safe Here's done, and this ending, I really needed to make sure it worked, and I think it works, especially wearing headphones. Actually, it was a lot better. But yeah, it's sort of weird. We're like, right now, you never know when, like, stuff will be history. Like, what if this clip right now of me finishing this film will somehow be history? What if We're Not Safe Here is my claim to fame? What if it's the next Don't Look Away, but, like, I get to make a feature or whatever the fuck, you know? You never know when something will just be the biggest thing ever. You know? It's really weird. Really weird, but, whew, oh, it's weird. I just feel relieved. I'm, like, not even happy necessarily. I'm just waiting for a new problem to somehow arise. But I think it's done. I think it is done. That was it. The 2.6.4 no audio problems. It looks good. It sounds great. Now I gotta export the ProRes, so. Gonna set the ProRes to export now. Give me a second. Apologies, I'm not answering questions or reading the chat. I'm just, you know, fucking finishing my film, y'all. Alright. 48 gigs. Not bad. Not bad at all. And it's actually going to be a little bit less than that because that's the estimate that Final Cut gives it, but it always ends up being a little bit less. Probably going to be around like 40 gigs. Cool! Woo! We're Not Safe Here done. We're Not Safe Here is done. Yes. Yes. Okay. Back to the chat. Let me read the chat. I spilled water. We're the first 25 out of potential 30 million. Yes, you are, Jack. The fucking hair in my mouth, yo. Okay. Chickens under there. Yeah, frame it so you're always reminded of your success. That was a random thing. Like, the sad thing is, if I ever wanted to work again with the old Nerf videos, especially Candy Bar, to, like, re-edit it, you know, all kinds of shit, I can't. Because as a kid, first of all, I recorded on tapes, and I didn't understand that, like, you can save things and put it on hard drives and stuff, so I just recorded over the tape. So every single old Nerf video does not exist anymore. It is permanently gone, basically. So I have no way to really, like, remind myself, like, oh, yeah. I guess the long shot gun, that's, like, the gun in the thumbnail, was my favorite gun then. I don't even know where that is. I think it's still in Maryland somehow. I don't know. Okay. Holy shit. Kevin S. Don't know if you remember me, but we played Minecraft Hunger Games once, and I'm so happy to see where you're at. Sergeant Dr. Peppers, a.k.a. Rick. I remember you. I completely... Wow, so wait, you're Rick, but you're Kevin S. That's... Holy shit, Sergeant Dr. Peppers. I remember you, dude. I remember all the Xbox Live people. I remember Thunder. I remember Deathman. I remember... I Go For the Win. I remember all you guys. Holy shit. Yo, welcome. Fuck yeah. Dude, that's awesome. I'm a Hot Dog 1000. You might want to check the sound not using your beats just to check it through. An unbiased equalizer. The equalizer beats headphones boost bass on needed levels and you want it low. Yes, I understand that. I know. It's fine. That's why I was saying, holy shit, the bass is so loud, because it was. It's definitely not supposed to sound like that, but it's kind of fun, you know. But yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. This guy's name. Don't ever buy no weed from the gas station, bro. Good tip. Went from making Nerf videos to making short horror films that are very entertaining. Big ups to you. I also really enjoyed the panic anxiety videos that he made. Thank you. Don't ever buy no weed from gas station, bro. Thank you very much. Hopefully, horror picks up. Horror has always been my favorite thing. And I think I'm going to make a video at some point talking about Nerf gun zombie attack and apocalypse. Because fun fact, I've already recorded the Nerf video tier list. And it's a weird video. I recorded for over 2 hours. It's not going to be that long. But the weird problem was, so I included every Nerf video that I've done other than the Nerf wars and also the Nerf gun reviews because those suck. And it was so bizarre because it was like, I don't really know how to rank these alongside each other. Like, how am I supposed to compare 10 things you should never do in a Nerf war to the, fucking Nerf gun zombie attack even, or like that weird Nerf commercial that I did. Like, how am I supposed to compare those? It just didn't, I don't know. I'm still going to edit the video and upload it, but I'm going to do separate videos just talking about like Nerf gun zombie attack and apocalypse, and specifically how I've always been a horror fan from the beginning, and why, like, in the end, like, me ending up doing horror films just feels right. Like, I think people hated that I stopped doing Nerf, and there'll always be people that'll be really upset that I don't do Nerf anymore, but I mean, people love Nerf gun zombie apocalypse. That the part 2 is like my 4th most viewed video on my channel, I think. It goes candy bar, don't look away, 10 things, another 10 things, zombie apocalypse, and then final 10 things. So that's just kind of interesting that that's so high up there. But yeah, I think that horror has just always been my thing. And the fact that Don't Look Away actually blew up is just kind of like, all right, horror is where I need to go. Horror's always been what I've loved. But now I think I'm ready to really commit to it. Also, the first actual short film I ever made was a horror film, Knock Knock. That, to me, was the first time I actually decided to make a short film. Because that was a weird thing. Even though 10 Things You Should Never Do in Nerf War, all the Nerf Gun Zombie Apocalypse stuff, all of those were films. I never considered them films. I just was making Nerf videos. I never really thought of it as like, this is a short film. I guess a short film was something that was supposed to be fully taken seriously, because with the Nerf videos, there was always this disconnect where it was like, oh, it's Nerf guns, so like turn your brain off. Like, oh yeah, they're killing each other. The kids killing each other with Nerf guns. Versus Knock Knock is like, oh, this is supposed to be taken seriously. It's like a full-fledged film. So that's where Knock Knock was the first film I ever actually made, short film. And it was horror. So horror's always been it. First time in a live stream of yours, Julian. Thanks for the badass videos. I grew up on it as a kid. Legendary. Came back to check up on the channel after a couple years, and the anxiety series was 10 out of 10. Thank you very much, Julian. Panic was awesome. I loved making Panic. Horror is definitely my thing right now. But if Panic actually got picked up as full-fledged TV show, I'm making Panic. I'm doing that. But let me know, Julian, what you think of, if you've checked out any of my horror films, Don't Look Away or Sweet Dreams. Let me know what you think. I just finished We're Not Safe here just now. It's done. So I'm going to upload it, and it's going to take forever, but sometime tomorrow, I will set it to premiere mode, so that way then it'll pop up in your subscription feed. And I'm going to set it to premiere about 7 p.m. my time on Friday, because I want it to be nighttime. 6 p.m. usually people are at dinner and stuff, so I wanted to do 7 p.m. my time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't think that's too late for a Friday night. But yeah, I'm going to do a little premiere, so we all come together and watch it, and then I'll do a Q&A like this afterwards. This isn't really a Q&A, but I guess it sort of is. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Ever thought of making a disgusting horror movie? Would you just stick to a specific type of horror, like build up suspense and anxiety? I'm trying to read your name. Akash Shrestha. Yes, I have an idea for a disgusting horror film. I don't know when I will make it. It was going to be my next one until I came up with a better, different idea that'll be more feasible. But this one would likely be the idea after that. The only hint I can give you is that it is called Gash. So that already is like, oh, it's going to be that kind of horror film. Yeah. Unknown Ed, any updates on the next Spartan Super Soldier episode 12? I filmed it a while ago, but We're Not Safe Here took over. And yeah, I guess right now I'm really trying to focus on, like, I need to make videos that will get views, basically. The Spartan Super Soldier videos were not getting views, unfortunately. I'll still release, I'm not saying, oh, I'll never release them, but I will at least release episode 12 at some point. It's just on the back burner right now. I'm just trying to focus on stuff that will grow my channel. And unfortunately, Spartan Super Soldier is just such a niche audience now, especially with these recent episodes. It's such a small audience that's watching them. And I love you guys for watching them. I just need to focus my time on content that will really get an audience growth going. The amazing Elk. I remember you. I do remember you. We played Left 4 Dead 2, and we spoke on Discord once. Panic ending kind of made me cry a little. Fuck yeah. That's awesome. I love making people cry. Our Lip Creations. I remember Peekaboo was great. I've been a fan for a while, man, since I was 10. Now I'm 16. Thanks for the content. Thank you. Peekaboo, I'm not a fan of it, but thank you, it was done very quickly. I'm going to do a tier list of my horror films at some point, because I want to rank them. I don't know if I'll even include Peekaboo, though, because it's like... Oddest Dylan, first live stream I've joined. Hell yeah. I don't do these very often, but I might start doing them more often. Right now, this was a very impromptu, spur-of-the-moment idea I had, because right now I am watching my export render of We're Not Safe Here, and I am just so exhausted and tired and elated and full of energy, and I haven't spoken to people in a while, and I've just been trapped in my apartment finishing this fucking film, and I just want to feel like I'm connecting with human beings for once, and also just to celebrate. Marion Matheson, gore horror films remind me of death wrestling matches where you can't look away from them wrapping each other in barbed wire. Yeah, that's why the Saw films became so popular. People love watching disgusting things because it's sort of like horror where like you're daring yourself to look at this thing, Like, it's so fucked up, but look at how tough I am that I made it through. Oh yeah, gosh, I'm ready. I don't know when I'll make it, but yeah, that would be a gross horror film. I'm a Hot Dog 1000. Nerf was important and special because it was Nerf. Nerf itself made it different for some reason. I don't know how to explain it, but none of those would work with, like, airsoft guns. Yeah, I think, with Nerf, I customized all the Nerf guns. I always try to have as many different Nerf guns in my videos as possible. There was a whole personality to them. There's a whole fan base, whereas airsoft, I just don't think specific airsoft weapons are that popular. You can't name drop, like, the Longshot or the Maverick or the Vulcan as you would in airsoft, The theory of science. Where did you get your realistic handcuff prop for interrogation? Trying to find a pair like that for my police drama short. Probably just a random party store, honestly, or Target or whatever. Amazon always has shit. Nick Productions, one of my favorite short films that he made is Knock Knock. I really love the concept of ghosts appearing on a cell phone. Thank you. Knock Knock. My main complaint with Knock Knock is the camera that I was using was not built for darkness. And there's so much bad pixeling going on with the darkness in that film. So I guess in a weird way, darkness has always been a struggle of mine with filmmaking. But that's my main complaint with Knock Knock. And also that I look ugly. So, Madala. I haven't checked the Nerf guns in recent times. Once I did, I'm like, where's the soul? Like, they seem bland. Welcome to modern day anything where the soul is sucked out of everything because everything's about monetization. Capitalism, people. All right, you Unknown End, you have plans to celebrate finishing the film? Do you celebrate with others after a completed project? I usually just like hang out with Keaton and Ashley and do whatever. I don't know. I'm not yeah. I should celebrate somehow. I don't know. Everyone's always fucking busy. Everyone wants to do something if it's I don't know. Luke Top Secret. Last time you spoke to Ben, who did Billy Elliot, asking his longtime fan. I missed his sweaty head. It's been a fucking long time since I've spoken to him. A very long time. I don't even remember when it was. I have no clue. But yeah, it's been a while. It's pretty wild how we've gone completely different directions. Vib is tag. You miss your afro? Not at all. I'm very glad I cut it off. Should have done it a long time ago. All was Salam the King. Chris been down since 2012. Gotta go, but can't wait to see We're Not Safe Here. Thank you very much, King. I'm excited for you to see it. For the K007. All my homies hate capitalism. I hate overindulgence of capitalism where it reaches a certain stage. Nick Productions. I personally struggle with grain within the footage as well when it comes with interior shots. Yes. I mean, the number one thing is shoot things too bright because you can always lower things in post much easier than you can brighten things because darkness eventually takes away information, basically. And if you have things too dark and you want to make it brighter, you're brightening up pixels that don't... It's just dark pixels. There's nothing to really... There's no new information to gain versus taking away information a lot easier. Oddest Dylan, random facts. My friends made a Silent Hill in real life horror vid years ago that blew up. Fuck yeah. Shit like that blows up. I've always kind of considered whether or not I would do like PT, the short film, because I could do it and I love PT. And I don't know, that's a name. But again, it's this frustrating thing where I want to make original content. I don't want to copy off of things or take too much inspiration from other things. Like people nowadays on social media, they don't really want to see original content too much. They just want to see more of the things that they're familiar with. And it's like, all right, what can be the thing that I become familiar with? Well, people know Don't Look Away. All right, make a sequel? No, I want to make my own horror films. All right, well, somehow tie Don't Look Away to your horror film, so then you become the horror film guy. Then, when people see a new horror film, they're excited because they're familiar with the horror. I don't want to be, oh, PT was really good. Now do, Resident Evil, the film, or I don't know, that's already been done, but you know what I mean, where it's like, I just want to make my own stories. I really want to make it my own. I'm really itchy because I'm peeling a lot from my sunburns. Nerd Mania, out of curiosity, do you prefer TV shows or movies? Nowadays, it's TV shows. I've been much more interested in TV lately. This year's fucking banging for TV shows, on my end at least, because Succession Season 3 already came out, and I already watched that. That was great. Ozark is ending, which is really cool. I haven't finished it yet. I have 4 episodes left to go, I think. What else? Oh, Better Call Saul is ending. I finished my rewatch up to season 5, and now I'm waiting for the rest of season 6, part 1, to come out before I get AMC Plus, the trial. Barry season 3 is coming out. I don't know if it already came out, but I'm so excited for that. There's another season. The Boys season 3. Very excited for that as well. So many fucking shows that I love coming back. The Halo show, I wanted to see it. I was hoping it would be good, but then I heard it wasn't, so I didn't watch it. Lord of the Rings TV show. The Fire and Blood, fucking House of Dragons, Game of Thrones spinoff. I'm hopeful, but I'm being cautious, but that would be really cool if it's good. And then I don't know if it'll be this year, but the Last of Us TV show. I'm so excited. I really hope that's good. We need a video game adaptation to be a dub. Barry on HBO Max is amazing. Not as Dylan. Yes, it is. I'm so excited for season 3. VIB is tagged. Game of Thrones season 8 take. Most disappointing thing I've ever seen in my life. Madala, if someone offered you to film a porno, would you do it? It's amazing how you like to make your own original content instead of copying others. Those two sentences do not correlate in any way. Unless they do. That's hilarious. If I got really desperate. But the problem is, once you do porn, whether you film it or whatever, it's like you're in the game now. Once you're in there, you can't get out, that follows you. And it's like, nah, not yet. Not yet. Maybe if I'm about to lose my apartment and I'm about to be homeless, maybe I'll do it then. David, are you a fan of Stranger Things? I would say I'm a casual viewer. I've watched seasons 1, 2, and 3. I watched 1 and 2 several times. Overall, it's pretty good. I don't love it. There's some moments of brilliance here and there, and it's overall well done. There's nothing about it that necessarily pisses me off, but I think it is rather overrated and too mainstream for its taste. Season 3 had a really cringe moment at the end that really pissed me off with the singing. I hated that moment. That moment, I was like, what? That's probably the only thing from the show that I hated. But yeah, I think the magic of the show was that first season, just the kids. And they're doing a pretty good job of showing them grow up, a la Harry Potter. But I don't know, maybe the lore isn't that interesting to me. To me, they are flanderizing certain characters, especially Hopper. I think his character in season 3 was kind of disappointing. He kind of felt like a comic relief goofball, and I missed him being because season 1 he had such a great arc. Spoilers for Stranger Things season 1. He had a really great arc where it was all about him getting over the death of his daughter, and he had to find this boy and save him because then that he could accomplish something that he failed in the past. He didn't want another parent to deal with the loss of their child in the way that he did. And he successfully did. And that's probably my favorite moment of the whole show is when he is resuscitating Will Byers. And I think that's his name, yeah. And it's cutting to flashbacks of his daughter dying, and it's him fighting, and finally the kid survives, and that's such a great moment, and that's such a great end to that character arc. And then season three, he just felt like a goofball who's just running around punching people and saying quips, and it's just like not everything has to be dead serious, but have a really compelling arc that really catches you. And I just feel like that's been missing from him, especially in recent seasons. Season two had a pretty good one with him, with his relationship with 11. That was a really good relationship that was done pretty well. Season three, I just felt like it was lacking a bit. Luke Top Secret, can you please make one more Alan Todd reunion with Camden closer to that stupidly funny show? If my YouTube channel is blowing up and I'm doing really well and I can afford to just kind of fuck around and make a fuck around video, then yeah, I'll do that. Marcus, let's not be talking about inappropriate shows, young man. Inappropriate shows, like the porn I was talking about. Don't ever buy no weed from the gas station, bro. What do you think of the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series coming out soon? I don't know if you saw the trailer. Yeah, I saw the trailer. I'm not really interested at all. All of that Disney shows, Marvel, whatever, it's just products to me. I just do not care. It's all just going to be wishy-washy, build up to the next thing. Go buy the next thing. Go do this. Go do that. Oh, look at this fucking thing. I don't care. Also, I think, personally, all right, first of all, I like Ewan McGregor. It is cool to see him age-appropriate, middle-aged, older Obi-Wan. That's really cool. But I think it's just nostalgia chasing, because in the end, isn't the whole point that he went into hiding and he just kind of was in exile and did nothing for 20 years? How are you going to make a TV show where he goes on epic, exciting adventures? Doesn't make sense to me. And then also, people are super excited for Hayden Christensen return as Darth Vader. Don't know how that's going to work, but all right. I don't think he's a very good actor. Clearly, George Lucas didn't know how to direct actors, because even Samuel L. Jackson, Natalie Portman, Liam Neeson, they were all bad, and they're great actors. Ewan McGregor was the only one who was able to stick to it, and that's probably because he had a character to base himself off of, and he did a great job of basing it. VIP is Dag. Best video game narrative, The Last of Us. Last of Us is king. It's so amazing. And I love The Last of Us 2. I don't give a fuck what people say. I've heard everyone's arguments about Last of Us Part 2. I have argued with so many people ad nauseum. In the end, it is not perfect. It is messy. I don't know how you do that story perfectly, but once you let go of the fact that it's going to do things you hate, actually really look at the story that they're telling, and what they tell, they do an amazing job, and they have an amazing story that they're telling, and it's just very challenging to watch. It's very engaging. It's very different from what you'd expect. It is not a mainstream thing that's going to give you everything you want. It's going to take away things, and it's going to make it really difficult and challenge you. That's what I really see with Last of Us Part 2. But I prefer Last of Us 1. I think that's a cleaner story, and yeah. Madala, favorite cartoon food that you will want to try? Fuck, I had a bunch of examples of this shit. As a kid, I always wanted the Ed, Edd n Eddy Jawbreakers. I know that. There's like this... I'm hiccuping a lot. There was something... I forget. Oh! That candy in Jimmy Neutron, the purple candy with the yellow circles. I forget what it was called. That shit looks tasty. Krabby Patties. I always wanted a Krabby Patty. Otis Dillon. Honestly, The Walking Dead up until season 7 was so good. Rick Grimes is one of my favorite TV show characters. I think it was bad. It stopped being good before that. But Rick Grimes is really cool, and Andrew Lincoln did a really good job playing him. Worst temple in Ocarina of Time. I've never played Ocarina of Time, unfortunately. I've never played a Zelda game, actually. Olivierius. Hello, Chris. It's nice to see you streaming at 1 a.m. Tisk Zombie. Yeah, I'm celebrating the fact that I just finished my biggest film ever. I'm watching the ProRes export right now. Holy shit, it's flying along. It just skipped ahead. Damn, that's hauling ass. We're Not Safe Here's done. It's exporting right now, and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I'm going to stop live streaming once I set the upload to YouTube, because that's going to eat at my internet. But yeah, I'm just celebrating the fact that this fucking film is done. It's crazy. I'm at 37 viewers right now, and it's 1 a.m. It's getting later. I don't know why there's more people joining, but hey, for those of you who are just joining, it's what I'm doing. I'm celebrating that I just went through so much crunch time. I did not really go outside at all for 2 days straight. I haven't talked to people in 2 days. I've done nothing but fix problems on this final export, and it finally is working. Thank God. Murley, Chris, have you considered giving up filmmaking as an adult? It's obviously an incredibly difficult profession. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. I basically did sort of give up in a way when lockdown failed, when that project fell through. That sort of, I stopped making films on my own. Then Panic was sort of shared, but I wasn't directing it. And then Sweet Dreams was the first film I directed in 4 years. So that was, right now, not yet. If this film, here's the thing, if We're Not Safe Here does bad with views, that's going to be rough. That's going to be rough. I need it to do well. I need it to get like a couple 100,000 views. Like, if it could get, all right, if We're Not Safe Here could get 200,000 views, I'll be happy. If it gets 1 million, I'll be fucking happy. I'll be ecstatic. If it gets 100,000, I'll be a little disappointed. If it gets under 40K, 50K, I'm going to be very disappointed. Nick Productions, thoughts on Breaking Bad? One of the greatest TV shows ever. And especially a glow up. That final season is so fucking amazing. Ozymandias, one of the best things ever. David, what vehicles would you like to use in a film one day if you could use any? I'm not really a vehicle guy, so I actually don't really have a vehicle in mind. Wolf Musics, are you a horror director or do you do anything such as action and comedies? Well, you can check my YouTube channel. I've done a million of the different things with action and comedy and drama with Panic. But right now I'm a horror director. That's who I am. I'm a horror filmmaker, and it's always been kind of my bloodline in a way. The Amazing Elk is probably too ambitious, but what are the chances of a collab? I don't really do collabs that much. I mean, it depends on what the collab would be for, but I guess in the end right now, I'm trying to grow my channel, so I would want to collaborate with other YouTubers of, likewise fan bases and stuff, so I can grow my audience. Jasper, sup, legend. I was a voice of Super Soldier, miss those days. Holy shit. Who'd you voice? Tell me. I forget. Otis Dylan, horror is cheap and easy, LMAO. It's not. I mean, technically, with mainstream, yes, the horror films are always super cheap. But the lazy horror films are the ones that are cheap and easy. Good horror, not. Tisk Zombie, what's your opinion on South Park? I've watched a few episodes. But it's not really my cup of tea. I really enjoyed Family Guy back in the day. It's obviously not watchable anymore. The Simpsons is not too bad. I didn't get into it until I was older, so I was a little late for the party on that. Rick and Morty would be my favorite adult cartoon, but to me, Rick and Morty's on a completely different scale because it's like telling a story and has so many other things going on in it. Unknown End Collabs, how about chances of working on a film with you? Again, working on a film with me, it just depends on, I guess, what you would be bringing to the table. Because I actually had a fan audition for one of the roles in We're Not Safe Here, which was awesome. He messaged hey, I actually love your videos. I'm excited that I got to audition. Unfortunately, he was too young for the part, but he had a really good audition. And that was awesome. So it would really just be, if you fit the right part for a role in one of my films, if you're able to, it's sort of just thinking of stuff that, I don't know. If you want to help with funding, you can be an executive producer through Patreon. I have executive producers for We're Not Safe Here, so that's a way that you can sort of be working on the film with me. And that involves then doing monthly phone calls where I kind of really bring you through the whole filmmaking process. So that would be a way to work with me on a film. And I would also, with the stuff that I'd be showing you, I'll also be asking for your advice on certain things. I had a phone call with one of the executive producers, and I asked for his advice on location scouting and stuff, and he had good advice. So yeah. Otis Dylan, would you ever read a script from a fan? It's horror. I I mean, yeah, I'm down. I definitely, I've never directed something that I didn't write, and that's what I'm into right now. But I'll definitely read it if it's something that I end up really liking. I mean, chances are I'll definitely have ideas to change certain things. So it just depends on like, I can read it for fun. I can give rudimentary quick notes because I'm a screenwriter. But if you want it to, be turned into a horror film, then that would be a whole different discussion. Um, I'm a hot dog 1000. How young is too young for this part? Well, the part was for We're Not Safe Here, so I mean, too late. The film's done. But the role was mid 20s basically, and he was clearly like 19 or 20 years old, and it just didn't fit the vibe. He looked too young. Twister, thoughts on David Lynch? I haven't really watched too much of David Lynch, but he's a little too inaccessible for me. I just kind of don't really get a lot of what's going on, and I find things drag, and I'm like, why do I care? That's something that's usually a loss on me. Nick Productions. I personally made a horror short film for a school project. It was pretty expensive for an aspiring filmmaker. It literally cost at least over $100. That's a lot of money when you're first starting out. Yeah. We're Not Safe Here costs $4K. That's why I have a Patreon. I'm gonna butcher your name. Madvik Singh Rajawat. Have you watched Avatar 2 trailer? No, I couldn't give less of a fuck about Avatar, honestly. Sorry. I think I have been disappointed by too many things that I've loved that I just don't really have enough room to have hype for things anymore. You know what I mean? Especially movies. TV shows, I can still have hype for seasons because that means there's more, like there's a season, there's multiple episodes. It's going to be this whole thing versus like a movie's 2 hours done. Then I've run out of, now it's waiting for the next one. But yeah, I guess I've just been disappointed by too many things that I just can't afford to let myself be too hyped up for things anymore. I just kind of am excited, but I don't really look too much up about things anymore. But also Avatar, I just don't give a shit about it. VIB is tag. Have you ever finished Resident Evil 7? Oh, yeah. I beat that a long time ago. It was a great game. Resident Evil is great at reinventing itself. You got the original, then you got Resident Evil 4 reinvented itself. Resident Evil 7 reinvented itself. It's great. I need to play 8, though. I haven't played it yet. Honest Dylan, what'd you think about Spider-Man No Way Home? It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I love the whole crossover stuff that they did there. That was really fun. So, yeah, it was pretty good. MLX DJ, what are your plans on horror movies in the next 3 months or so? I have an idea for my next horror film. I'm pretty damn certain I'm going to do it. Unless We're Not Safe Here tanks and does not well at all. But I'm sure We're Not Safe Here will do. I needed to do at least as well as Sweet Dreams, basically. At least. It should do better because I'm doing a lot more with this one and I'm growing the audience a bit. So, but yeah, I have an idea for the next one. I'm not really sure what I'm going to call it yet. Something to do with monsters. But I don't really know. Well, it's going to be tricky because there's a part that it stars a mom and her young daughter. And that daughter needs to be like 5 years old, 6 years old, something like that. And she will have dialogue and a lot of stuff. And it's like, oh, shit, I need to get a kid actor who can really pull it off. So that's going to be a whole thing that will just kind of take me time to do. So, yeah. The ProRes is done. Oh, shit, y'all. All right. It is 44 gigs. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, real quick. I'm now going to skim through the audio again on the ProRes to fucking make sure because I'm paranoid. For those of you who are just joining me, I am going to skim through the audio and visuals, I guess, of the ProRes export of We're Not Safe Here to make sure that the problems that I have been spending all day today fixing do not happen again. Swear to God. Plugging in these headphones. The bass is going to be extra loud because it's Beats. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to pause on answering questions. Also, if this works, I'm going to set it to upload, and then I will unfortunately have to end this live stream. Holy shit, I've been live streaming for 70 minutes. See, this is why I did this, because time flies when I can just talk to you guys. It's waiting on this export felt like nothing. All right. This music is sexy. Y'all are gonna fucking love this music. Ooh, this is laggy. It's because it's a ProRes. Oh my god. God, this ProRes looks so good. Oh my god. It starts lagging so badly. It is so laggy. It literally manages to play about a second and then the frames just stop. Jesus Christ, the bass. This is going to be tough for me to actually check to make sure there's no audio problems because it just starts lagging really badly. All right. Checking this spot, make sure it works. Yeah, it's like borderline unplayable. Yo, shout out to my computer for exporting a 4K 12-minute video file in like, what was that, a half hour? That's pretty impressive. Okay. Does that just lag? All right, that spot works. Skipping to the end. Because, fun fact, the ending just kept fucking up with the audio. There's just constant random issues where the audio, just weird fucking things would happen. And it's like, what is it? What's the problem? Why is this happening? And then I gotta export the audio and do all kinds of dumb fucking shit to get it to fucking work. Ah, crunch time, man. Yep, it's done. It's done! Bitches! Woo! Fuck yeah! Pour one out. Pour one out. Yes, bitch. Not gonna lie. Might be my best film yet. I need to actually watch it in a, proper setting and turn my brain off and not be in critical analysis mode. I need to just sit back and enjoy it. But yeah, that's a good film. Otis Dylan. Yes, I did see that Jacksepticeye watched my horror short. I'm so fucking happy. Send We're Not Safe Here to him. Send We're Not Safe Here everywhere. Blast this film everywhere you can. Blast Sweet Dreams everywhere you can. If you want to see more horror films, more shit from me, and yeah, share. Let's see. I'm a Hot Dog 1000 with what graphics card? Oh, fuck. I'm on a Mac. I'm on a graphics. AMD Radeon Pro 5700 XT 16 gigabyte. I don't know shit about any of that, but I know I paid for a pretty good one. Unknown End. 1 million views worthy. Calling it. I hope so. And that's a million views in like a month or two, I'd say. Basically, after a month is when I can really kind of measure how successful my film was, especially if the views start stagnating. Like sometimes, like it was weird with Sweet Dreams, did okay, and then kind of then kind of had a good boost, and then that was kind of done. But then it like consistently just kept staying at viewership. But there was that weird boost about a week in. I don't know what caused that, but it just kind of entered the algorithm correctly, and it got up there. And then, of course, Don't Look Away was out for over a month and got okay, normal views, and then skyrocketed. That's the only time in my life I think I can say I've actually gone viral in the sense that I suddenly shot up in viewership, which was fucking cool. Definitely check out Oddest of the Odd. We do the same type of filmmaking. It's hard work. Okie dokie. What's the most underrated horror movie? Underrated. I'm a big fan of the Evil Dead remake. I think that's pretty underrated. I think people don't really talk about that film that much. I think that one's really good. 28 Weeks Later is underrated because the 28 Days Later is very famous, but a lot of people sleep on 28 Weeks Later. I think that is an amazing film. Definitely my favorite zombie film. That's fucking hardcore. It's awesome. All right, what other? Tisk Zombie. I wonder how Camden would react to the film. It's interesting because I think in some ways it won't affect him because like he knows it's the film that I made, and also I read the script with all the Deep Sheet members because before I was filming it because I wanted to hear their thoughts. And also, one of the characters in this film is sort of slightly based on Camden, inspired by him. And in fact, all the characters are kind of inspired by Deep Sheet members. The character, I'm not going to give away shit, but the character of Alex is inspired by Camden. The character of Matt is inspired by Daniel, and then the character of Ian is inspired by me. And then once you see the film, you can kind of piece together, okay. And also in the Q&A afterwards, because there will be an afterwards Q&A after the premiere tomorrow, technically, because today's Thursday. But yeah, I'll do a Q&A. I'll explain that little tidbit of information, because I think it's cute. VIB is tagged. What's better, modern horror films, classic horror films? Classic, easily. Most of my favorite horror films are classic horror films. I guess I have a wide range, but I definitely tend to enjoy older horror films. Evil Dead game comes out tomorrow night. I got it pre-ordered. I don't know about that. That's fucking cool. What are your current plans / goals? Grow the audience. Grow my YouTube audience. Gain a bigger social media following. Really become a horror guy. I'm going to be making more horror-related content aside from short films because the short films take a lot of fucking time and money to make. So I need to have regular content churning out. Yeah, really just establish an online presence and really grow my audience to the point where it is monetarily feasible to just be doing only YouTube and making horror films. And then hopefully with that, end up growing, making actual full-on feature-length horror films, start a production company, something like that. Also in the background, there is Panic that is always in the process of trying to get picked up. David, what's the best advice you have heard in your life up to now? Holy fuck. The best advice, period. Honestly, the biggest one that I keep trying to tell myself is to stop comparing myself to others. I think comparison is the thief of joy. That's a common phrase. And that's probably one of my biggest problems, my biggest issues, is that I constantly compare myself to others and beat myself up, feeling like I'm not succeeding in life in certain ways. And then when people say, oh, no, you're succeeding, they name all the ways that I'm succeeding, it's ways that they're not. And it's like, okay, but like, I want what you have, like I don't think I'm succeeding in the ways that you're saying, and what I'm not succeeding, you're saying isn't a big deal, but to me it is. But yeah, that's probably an advice that I would give is you cannot compare yourself to others. You have to focus on yourself and really focus on your wins and give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Would you rather watch Sam Raimi movies for the rest of your life or John Carpenter? Well, John Carpenter made The Thing, which is one of my favorite horror films of all time. Sam Raimi did the Spider-Man movies. Those are good. He did the Evil Dead movies. I need to rewatch them because I didn't appreciate them when I was younger. I don't know. That's tough. I really only have one win from John Carpenter. Halloween is pretty good. I think it's kind of dated and a little nostalgia-fueled, kind of. And then I watched In the Mouth of Madness, and I didn't really care for it, so I don't really have a whole lot for John Carpenter. What is your opinion on movies, TV shows based on video games? It's always a failure, no matter what. Closest win we've ever had for video game adaptations. I think the original Resident Evil movies, the first like 3, are enjoyable in their own way, but that is some nostalgia kicking in. In terms of adapting purely the Resident Evil games, not good, but taking bits and pieces and making its own thing, pretty good, at least when it first started. The Sonic movies, I don't give a fuck about. Apparently the Pikachu movie was not bad, but yeah, there really has never been a really good video game adaptation. That's what I hope The Last of Us TV show will be. I've seen the TV show Ash vs. Evil Dead. I watched the first season a while ago. It was alright. I didn't really care for it too much to watch more. Christine's a good John Carpenter horror movie. Alright, I'll check it out. What do you think? What do you think of the RC hobby radio controlled vehicles off all kinds? You thinks they're I don't. I have no opinion. I have no clue what that is. Sorry. Saw the thing when it first came out and was in shock when leaving the theater. The Thing 1982. Or you're talking about the 2011 remake prequel thing? Because if you're talking about the 1982 one, then wow, cool. I have an audience member that's significantly older than me. I would have never guessed. Have you ever seen Rent-A-Pal? I have not. Very good psychological horror film. All right, you've intrigued me. Mortal Kombat was a good movie in my opinion. I hated that movie. I hated it. I enjoy Mortal Kombat. I used to play it a lot as a kid. I hated the Mortal Kombat movie. It had the worst fucking screenwriting of all time. It had no plot. Wow, Rogue Thought! Yo! Shout out to you. You're not to but like you're like you gotta be like like 20 years older than me. That's fucking cool. What? All right, I have a question for you, Rogue Thought. What is it like to watch me as someone who's full on, you got your life figured out? I feel like a lot of my audience members are a few years younger than me. They're aspiring filmmakers, always asking me about, what do you do with this and that? So it's like, I feel like I want to ask you about advice since you have way more. What's my favorite Steven Spielberg film? Jaws. I love Jaws. Jaws is my fourth favorite film of all time. Love Jaws. It's amazing. It's just so fucking good. And then second favorite Spielberg film is probably Saving Private Ryan. That's a banger movie. Oh, come on. The Mortal Kombat movie is fun and goofy. I'll leave it at that. No. You have inspired me to make horror films. Fuck yeah. Make them. Make whatever you're passionate about, go for it, But be prepared for a lot of pain in the ass shit to come your way. Wolf Music's best advice I could give is don't do drugs. Don't do hard drugs, yeah. That's a good one. Life figured out. LOL, keep your passion, bro. Love the enthusiasm. Thank you, Rogue Thought. It's hard. It's funny because I'm a very passionate person, very enthusiastic, but I do not function well with low. Like, I'm a high and low kind of person. I go in through highs, very passionate, enthusiastic, and then I reach downs. I don't know if it's a slight form of bipolar or whatever, but yeah, I ride the waves when I have them. You think slasher movies are done? Hector Esp. They need to be reinvented because they've been exhausted. They're all gimmicks now. They're all comedies now. The idea of watching a slasher film like Nightmare on Elm Street or the original Halloween nowadays doesn't work because everyone knows what to expect. Everyone's going in for the gimmick. So they're all very self-referential and comedic. And that's not really true slasher movies, so. I'm a Hot Dog 1000. I'm your age. I grew up with your love your work, but don't have a filmmaking passion. I love what goes into it, though, and have worked on sets before. That's really cool. I guess that's sort of, I don't know. Do I follow anyone who's like I guess I follow the Act Man. He's a couple years older than me, but he's like 27 or whatever. And he does a lot of gaming review videos, and I love that, so. Yeah, maybe that would be my version of that. You ever play the old Resident Evil games? Oldest Resident Evil game I played is Resident Evil 4. I did the 2 remake, but that's new. I've never played the original 3, though. I feel like I wouldn't love them just because of the whole dated control system. But I would play the remake of 1 that was done in like the early 2000s because that looks really good. That one, actually, I might have a little bit of fun with. Are you looking at yourself on screen? What do you look at when you're doing these? Is it just YouTube? Brandon MC Alpine. If you're talking about this live stream right now, so what I have is I have my phone recording me, and then I have the chat open on my computer, so that way I can read without getting really close to my phone to be able to read the comments. And I never do this shit. I never do live streams on YouTube, or I don't really live stream at all. But I wanted to celebrate that We're Not Safe Here is done. And I also wanted to sit here and wait for the export and not be bored to death. And so, yeah. And also, I wanted to connect with people because I haven't really talked to people in a few days. Because literally, to the 42 of you, if any of you didn't hear, so I just spent the last 2 days crunch timing the fuck out of We're Not Safe Here. And I ran into so many fucking issues that were just unforeseen, so many dumb technical issues that are just like, why is this happening? This makes no sense. And it was so time consuming and so exhausting. I did nothing but this. I did not really go outside at all. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't, really take breaks that much. I just kind of was nonstop doing this. And I feel kind of insane because I've just been stuck in my room pretty much for 2 days straight. I'm very tired and I haven't eaten dinner yet. I ate lunch at 4, so it's been 9 hours since I've eaten something at all. I've had water. That's good. It's weird where it's like I want to have dinner, but it's like so late, but like, I don't know. I'm exhausted. But yeah, I'm so happy this fucking film's done. Would you like to play Xbox sometime, Amazing Elk? I'd be down. I don't really play games that much, especially multiplayer games. I kind of don't really do that a whole lot anymore unless I'm playing with Deep Sheep members, basically, or Keaton Hops Online or whatever. But yeah, I might start doing more sort of hangout live stream gaming stuff. Might start doing that. On the Patreon Discord, I've done a couple game nights where we played Jackbox, and that was fun. We're considering doing a movie night. I guess I wanted to do some, but I had the vacation that happened, and then also just We're Not Safe Here. I was just so focused on that I didn't want to distract myself. So maybe now I might do some more live streaming stuff if it's popular. Plus, I also feel like I'm good at talking forever and ever and ever. I think I'm not very good at paying attention to the chat, especially if I'm doing something. If I'm doing something, I'm not paying attention to the chat. Back in the day, I tried doing gaming live streams, but there was lag and the audio kept cutting out or whatever the fuck. And then people were just saying like, "Why aren't you paying attention to the chat?" And it's like, I'm playing a video game. I thought you wanted to watch me play a video game, but I guess I just don't really understand why people watch live streams if I'm doing something. But if it's a Q&A or something like this, then I'm just talking to you forever and ever and ever. So I can do that. I'm a Hot Dog 1000. It's really cool. I've never talked to you before, and you were a huge party of my youth. It's like talking to a celebrity. I hope to be the least celebrity-like celebrity ever. If I am a celebrity to anyone, because I am just a person, and I don't know. I think I'm a weird person. I think I'm very different from most human beings, and I would love to like keep that. Like I think one of my favorite celebrities right now is Adam Driver. The way he handles his celebrity status is so fascinating to me, and he just seems so genuine and seems to keep that, and that's just so cool. So I'd want to be like that. Do I watch Cinemassacre? No, I don't know what that is. Do you have any odd or interesting hobbies? I love making cocktails. That's my probably most weird, different hobby. I love that. It's very fun. I am considering doing bartending as a part-time job, like a DIY bartending, because I know a lot about it and it's fun. Tisk Zombie, what would be your first reaction if a movie studio hired you to make a film? I'd fucking bust a nut. I mean, if I got hired to make a feature version of one of my films, or they hired me to make a feature idea that I have, which I do have ideas for feature films, I would be so fucking happy. That would be a dream come true. Ooh, Oddest Dylan. My favorite celebrity is Bruce Campbell. Goes to any convention. Might seem rude, but he actually jokes with everybody. Fuck yeah, he seems like that kind of guy. He's awesome. What's your opinion on the Scream movies? Scream 1 was pretty good. I enjoy Scream 1. I like it for what it is. It's a little dated now, especially the high school dialogue, the just kind of dumb, rapey dialogue vibes that are given off in that film. But other than that, it's pretty fun and exciting. And I've only watched the others once. I didn't watch the fifth one. But yeah. Have I seen Doctor Who? No, I have not. Angry Video Game Nerd. I've heard of him. I don't really know much about him, though. I'm going to wrap this up in a bit. I'm just going to answer a couple more questions, and I'm going to set this thing to upload, and I'm going to eat dinner and then go to bed. What's your opinion on the Predator and Alien films? Alien superior in every fucking way. I've watched Predator a few times, and I watched it again like 2 years ago or so, and I surprisingly disliked it. I was like, wait, why is this film like popular? I actually don't like this film. It has no story. And Alien is really good. I appreciate it more than I enjoy it. I think that's sort of the way I would describe it. And then Aliens is just as good, just in different ways. And it's really good, yeah. You should make a winter formal cocktail. It's basically gin, squeezed orange juice, and sparkling water. That's very similar to a screwdriver. Thoughts on latest James Wan movies? What was his most recent film? The Malevolent? I don't know. I think he's too commercial now. He's not making... I don't know. It's like the fear is based on a fun fear. You know what I mean? Like the fear is, ooh, wouldn't it be fun and scary if this thing happened? Ooh, versus like, I'm going to dive deep into this terrifying subject matter and fuck you up. That's Ari Aster. He will fuck you up. James Wan's not gonna fuck you up. He is where you go to sit down and be like, well, that was freaky. He's a haunted house. And then Ari Aster is a murder scene. Is there any evil in your room right now? The scary monster slashers, they're evil. And then I have my horror posters above me right now, which I guess I'll show you. Why not? Can I flip the camera around? Oh my God, I can. Ba-ba-da-da! Sweet Dreams poster. All 3 of these available on my Teespring under any of my videos. You can check them out, buy them, and support me. It's cool. And yeah, there's a We're Not Safe Here poster there now as well. Da-da-da-da. There we go. All right. I'm going to do 3 more questions, and they'll be good ones. I ran out of water. Make it 2. Thoughts on the Riddler, Christian Smith. If you're talking about the Riddler in The Batman, I really enjoyed the Riddler, that take on the Riddler. Especially the hostage scene, the bomb scene halfway through the film with the hostage. That scene was legitimately intense. It actually got my heart pumping. That was really good. Right. Zach Gould, do you think you'd like any art for your films? Well, I mean, art meaning what? Meaning artwork to put in the... Excuse me. Artwork to put in the films? It just kind of depends. Artwork of my films? Like fan art? Fuck yeah. I would love fan art. If you want to do fan art, go off, dude. And then also, for future films, I do want to kind of consider making like logos for my horror films instead of using a font. I wanted to do that with We're Not Safe Here, but timing just kind of ran out. In the end, I found a font that I really liked. I just had to mess with the font a bit and to kind of edit it myself, and I really liked it. But I would like to actually do full-on logos for my future horror films, and then also maybe stylized movie posters in some way. That would be fun. All right. Last question. P. Supriya, any horror films doing? We're Not Safe Here's done. Bada bing, bada boom. I just finished it. I'm going to set it to upload right now, and I'm going to stop the live stream because the internet will be eaten up. But yeah, We're Not Safe Here's done. It is 12 minutes and 42 seconds long. I believe it is my best film I've done. It is definitely my most ambitious film I've ever done. This film was huge. It's a lot. Most work I've ever put into anything ever, basically. So much work. Sweet Dreams was my full-blown, like, all right, I'm going to commit to just making a modern, full professional Christopher Cox horror film. This one is that but more. There's story, there's characters. It's just bigger in every single way possible. Sweet Dreams is, in the end, a nice, simple thing that you don't really get a whole lot out of, maybe. But this there's a lot to chew on. There's a lot going on and a lot more mind stuff going on where I'm really thinking about what is the audience thinking about? How am I messing with their expectations and the characters? Everything about this film is just a step up in every way. There's so much more style, and the music is original. Keaton made the music for this film, and that is a total brand new thing that I've literally never done in my entire filmmaking career. I've never had a composer. And it is so cool to have an original soundtrack for my film. That's something I think people are really going to attach to, especially because Keaton has a background in just like guitar playing and playing in rock bands and stuff. And he's made songs on his own, and that's interesting where he just understands how to make catchy melodies. And that's something that I think a lot of modern day movies, especially Marvel and blockbuster movies like that, music is not as catchy anymore. Like you hum the John Williams themes of the past, you hum Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Harry Potter, all of that. You can hum it in your brain, but I can't hum anything from Marvel movies other than maybe the Avengers theme. But like that's it, across 28 films, come on. So, but with this film, I think right away, I just think the music is actually really catchy. Even aside from the fact that it's a good film and that it works well with the film. Like, I'm encouraging Keaton to make a Spotify album of the original soundtrack because it's actually really catchy. So, yeah, I'm very excited for that. But, yeah, We're Not Safe Here is done. I do have plans for a future horror short film. I just don't know when I'll begin it. Right now, accepting lengthy timelines, I will probably plan for my next horror film to have a release date around the beginning of October, like Sweet Dreams, because I just need to accept that things take longer than I want them to. But yeah, depending on the success of We're Not Safe Here, we'll really decide how soon and how much I will invest in the next horror film. If We're Not Safe Here tanks, I'm going to be really fucking upset. If it does as well as Sweet Dreams, I'll be like, okay. If it does a little better than Sweet Dreams, I'll be like, okay, here we go. If it does really well, like, approaching 1 million views, then we're in business. Then I'm really committing. So, yeah. But yeah, that is it for this impromptu live stream that I did for an hour and a half sitting at my desk, and it felt like nothing because I've been sitting at my desk for hours and hours and hours every single day finishing this film. The film's done. Bada bing, bada boom. Y'all want to see the fucking timeline? Here, let's check out. You want to see... Oh, this is such an ugly angle. Here, I'm going to zoom out to show you... Look at this shit. Look at this fucking shit. I mean, it looks not impressive right now, but that's the consolidated timeline. And then for sound, that's the sound. So, yeah. Yeah. But, yeah. Boom. We're Not Safe Here. Done. Woohoo! All right. That's it for this one. I'm going to say my goodbyes now. Let's see, any last things? You DM'd me a video, find motivating? Fuck yeah, I'll watch it. I don't know where you DM'd me. If you DM'd me on Instagram or wherever, hopefully I'll find it. Yes, Keaton made the music. Yep. Okay. All right. Good night, everyone, or good morning. Fucking so late. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Little impromptu live stream. I'm very excited. I'm going to set We're Not Safe Here to premiere mode today, technically. So it'll appear in your subscription box, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Friday the 13th. Eastern Standard Time will be 10 p.m. Check it out then. I will be doing an afterwards Q&A like this where I will answer all your questions. And yes, cool. All right. It's weird because I want to end this like that. That's it for this video. See you guys later. Bye. But it's not a video, technically. It's a live stream. So how do I even end this shit? That's it for this live stream. Ah, shit. Someone fucking donated money. Ah, shit. Rogue Thought, quality is timeless. Don't be dismissive of older films. I am not at all. I try not to be. Actually, here's a deep cut. For old films, y'all, my favorite old horror film, there are two actually. Old I consider pre-60s, pre-1960s. To me, that's when it's like a really old film. My favorite old film is Double Indemnity. I love that fucking film. That is such a boss-ass film. And then second would be 12 Angry Men. Those are deep cuts. Thank you, Rogue Thought, for donating. You are the first person who has ever donated money to me during a live stream. Thank you. And I learned that you are probably amongst my oldest fans, which is really cool. It honestly, that's inspiring to me, where I'm like, oh shit, someone, wow, that's just cool. So thank you. What a great way to end the live stream. That's awesome. Okay, that's it for this live stream. See you later. See you, and we're not safe here tomorrow.